Well, good evening. It's late. It's probably 1:30 a.m. I guess today is December the 5th, maybe. I dressed to come out here a little bit warm, but then I thought about it when I was coming out. I thought about the camouflage Christian. And when I was putting on the coat in there, I hadn't wore this in a long time. I'm not no hunter, but I decided I'd wear it. I bought this for my grandson, and it is a little bit tight on me, and it's really, really big on him. But Lord willing, I hope that he has enough life that he can be a little boy in an overgrown coat that is a camouflage coat. Even if it's too big, it'd be cute. I'm reminded of the story of Daniel and the three Hebrew boys. And I was just sitting here reading when I've logged on, and everybody knows the story. So you know the thing. But anyway, the king, the men that threw them three boys in, I think they died because the heat was so marvelous. I mean, so powerful that it just killed them. And then the king was talking to his counselors. I don't really know. I think the counselors maybe was somebody that could give him good counsel. He asked a question when he looked inside. He must have stood off far enough that he didn't want what happened to them would happen to him. So he asked his counselors, did we throw three in the fire? And they all admitted, yes, they did. But you know, that old king could count. And that old king was able to look inside, and he seen the fourth one in the fire. And matter of fact, I'll read you the verse. It's in Daniel chapter 3 and verse 25. He answered and said, lo, he's answering the counselors back right here. I see four men loose. Now you got to remember something. They were bound when they was put in there. They had stuff put on them for the fire to just consume them. The heat would just literally melt them. But there was no fire getting on them. Not only that, there wasn't any smoke. The smoke wasn't even on them. And here this king, the counselors answered when he asked that question, did we throw three? And then he says, he sees four. Lo, I see four men loose, walking in the midst of the fire. They wasn't just in the fire, they was in the middle of the fire. They was sure enough in the fire, big time in the fire. They're in the middle, and they have no hurt. They're not swatting at the flame. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of God. Even the old king must have had some foreknowledge or something for him to be able to say that in the form of the fourth. You know what that tells me? The form was greater than the three men that were in the fire. The three men were recognizable. The fourth was in the form of the Son of God. And I started thinking when I came out here, I didn't really know where I was going to read. I had nothing planned that I was going to talk about when I walked out here. But how many people do you think they're pretty content being a camouflage Christian? You know, I'm in camo. I've got a hat that's got some camo on it. How many people do you think are living in a camo Christianity? Shh. Don't tell nobody. Don't let nobody know that I'm a member of the church down there. Don't keep that between yourself. How many people do you think lives a life of being one thing on Sunday and living another life the rest of the week? You know, you can do that because there's a lot of people that do that. But here's the thing. It don't give you no victory when the light is not inside you. See, I'm depending on this light right here. I'm depending on that light to burn, to shine my face where that y'all can see me in the camera. I'm depending on that light. And I think it was Jesus said in John chapter 1, I am the light. He that walketh in darkness, I can't remember the verse. I think it's over there in John chapter 1. It even spells out the capital letter of the light. So it's insinuating that Jesus is the light. And when you're in the light, believe it or not, if you're out there hunting and you got enough light around you, the game will see you. They will recognize you. They will see something that looks a little funny. So that's the reason that even though you wear camo, you still have to somewhat lay down. You still have to sort of get behind a tree. You still have to be in a tree stand. You still have to be incognito somewhat. And Jesus was with these boys in the fire. I think if the story is correct, these three boys even told the king, we're not going to serve you. You can throw us in the fire, but we're not going to serve you. They had already made a proclamation that they're not going to serve you, king. If we go in that furnace and we die, then you just have to get us out or let the fire burn until we know more. Now, you know, it took a little faith for them to walk inside that room where that fire was. And I don't really know. I don't remember if the Bible says that they threw them in or they walked in on their own. I don't remember. And I don't want to get into that tonight because it really doesn't matter if they was thrown in or if they walked in. They walked in of their own accord. If they was thrown in, they run into the fire because they was tossed in. The men that assisted in them getting in there died from the flame. I do remember reading that. There's a lot of people that are living in CAMO Christianity. They don't mind being a member, and they don't mind singing a few of the praise songs. You know, let's get into the wave, sort of like Kamala. You know, she does that routine to where she gets in the wave and does that silly laugh. Well, these boys here that was in that fire was honoring God, because that king said, then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace. This is where them men died at. And spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Come out of there and come to me. That's what he was saying. Come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. Do you think they came running out of that dungeon of where that fire was? You think they was really sort of, you know, trotting to get out? No, I think they took their sweet time myself. It gives the indication that they came forth of the midst of the fire. So that right there tells you they wasn't in any hurry. They came forth. And if you go on and read a little bit more down, you'll find where they didn't even have smoke on their clothes. These boys right here was not CAMO Christians. These boys here was the real deal. These guys here believed in the God that they was taught, that somebody had taught them about this God. And these three boys was threw into that fire, not even having the smell of smoke. But see, a CAMO Christian that is content to be in CAMO don't have the light. There's nothing wrong with being in CAMO. I would hope that if I went to church somewhere and I wore my coat like I got on right now, that I would be welcome to come in, because it is a jacket. And I would hope that they would welcome me into the service if I was wearing this jacket right here. Especially if it was a cold Sunday morning. I don't think nobody would say, hey, you can't come in here with that. But here's the thing. It's one thing to be a CAMO Christian. It's one thing to be an incognito, meaning that you're sort of secretive about it. But you should have a light over and above this light right here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Y'all see in darkness, right? This is my head up here where that light is. My cap has lights built in it. My grandson just thinks it's the neatest thing in the world. You know, it's one thing to wear a cute hat and a cute coat. It's one thing to come out here and be a little bit silly But let me tell you something. Them guys walked out of that fire, and the king had respect for them 3 boys, and the 4th one like as to the Son of God. So the question is, don't be a camo Christian. Don't think that you're hiding. If you're hiding, you probably don't have nothing on the inside anyway. See, them 3 boys took the 4th man with them when they went into the fire. They didn't see the 4th man when they went in. The 4th man was there outside the door, but nobody saw him. Nobody saw the 4th man until he was inside the flame of that room where they was put. And that's when the king saw that there was the 4th like in the form of the Son of God. You know, I think that God really wanted that man to know who he was, because he said that he was like the Son of God. The truth of the matter is, it's time for people to quit being camo Christians. It's good that we can come and make a message just about anything. We can make a message on just about anything. But God wants you to have the light inside of you, not just where people can see it on the outside. See, I've got this light. This is a real bright light right here. You know where he wants this light put? He wants me to put this light here on the inside of the chest, so that if nobody sees it, you still have a light burning on the inside. And that's what them 3 boys had when they walked in there. They believed in the God that they knew that regardless of whether they lived or whether they died, they knew that they was going in that furnace. They didn't know they was going to not die. They had no clue. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But here's what I know. I do not want to be a camouflage Christian. There's no victory in that. You don't get to help nobody. You can't even help yourself until the light gets inside you. You can't be a help to nobody else until the light gets inside you. And when the light gets inside you, you might wear camo like I'm wearing tonight, but you will not be a camo Christian. I assure you. Elderly Ministry is the website. You're welcome to go there. There's a little menu button up there at the top of the page. You just click that button and it'll open it up. And it'll give you a contact information. And there's an email there. And there is a cell phone there. And you're welcome to use that cell phone. If you leave a message, I will know to return your call. We can sit down and have a chat. If it's 5 minutes or an hour, it doesn't matter to me. If I can do anything for you, yell. I don't mind a bit in the world. I can tell you now, I don't have all the answers, but I can take the Bible and show someone how they can know where they would go in the event that they had to be thrown into fiery furnace. I can show you the one that will go with you into that fiery furnace. I hope you know him today. Thank y'all for watching.